5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Okay, we got the whole computer back. I lost this computer. I lost my other computer. I lost the third computer. Well, couldn't get the cameras to work. But yesterday we powered through. So today, easy peasy. And we're going to have some fun right off the bat. So let's get over to the crazy. Let's see how we get this. Turn this off. And we're going to talk about Miller Lite, who's come out with a Cantenna. And the profundity of this is beyond words. People are streaming from Russian sites, risking federal prison, because they don't know how to hook an antenna to their TV. They don't realize there's free TV in the air all the time. The millennials, they've always had cable, and they shut off the cable because they were worried about their spending finally. They're finally hitting their 30s and stuff. And they don't realize that there's a plug on the back of the TV that will get you digital TV, high resolution, wonderful picture. I've still got an old tube TV, but with digital, it works pretty good. Anyway, so I'm going to play so Miller Lite has got a new commercial for you to teach you that you can actually see football on your regular TV if you hook an antenna up to it. But it's boring, and it sits right here at this one spot. So I'm going to also show you that a record for this year. Let's get clear. This year's biggest wave rider so far is a woman, Maya, from Brazil. And so I'm going to play that alongside just because I might as well. But here goes the Miller. Listen to the words. Very good words. Why didn't it play?
Well, you waited all year for football to get here. Now it's just about to start. You can almost smell the grass, you can almost taste the beer, but instead you're on a shady Russian website. So keep on clicking them links till your face turns blue. 'Cause Sunday night is back, but not for you.
Buddy, you refused to pay for a basic cable package, and now you're stuck in an endless click hell of football streams that lead nowhere.
You need the Cantenna from Miller Lite.
Cantenna. It's a can of beer with a built-in digital TV antenna
Made just so you and your pals can watch football for free.
Well, it's almost second quarter. Miller time is getting shorter. You don't have any friends anymore. While your team was getting sacked, your bank account was hacked, and they ruined your entire credit score. Yeah, Sunday night is back, but it isn't back for you, 'cause there's federal agents knocking at your door. You violated the Copyright Act of 1976, and you never even got to see the score. And now you're going to federal prison, the whole season you'll be missing. There's lots of scary people doing time. You should have used Cantenna, it's a beer with an antenna. If you did, then you'd be having Miller time.
That's enough of that. Okay, we'll get rid of all of this stuff. Now we'll go back here, and a couple of points. One of my friends who went to prison told me they watched lots of football. That's one of the things they got. They got the NFL package, and they watched all the football. Never been that big a football fan, but after prison, or while in prison, it was like one of the things I might miss is all the football games. So I want you to know that if you do go to federal prison, you might get football. Second, if you're going to stream, a lot of times if it's on public TV, it's also on NBC Sports or CBS Sports or something like that, just for free, or YouTube even. And so you can get them there. If you're having a crisis, right? How many points are we now? Third, fourth point, run Linux. Run Linux. Your browsers work. Firefox, Edge, Chrome, all that stuff runs on Linux. You can't tell the difference. It'll look just fine. But it's harder to hack. Not impossible. The browser can get hacked, but the rest of the stuff is a little more far-fetched. And so there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. But I just think the funny part is what you don't know, you don't know. And you might not know that you can get free TV if you hook up an antenna to your TV. Some TVs have them built in. They used to, but now get an antenna. It's not that bad. Okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes here. Okay, Biden app. I thought this was funny. It turns out that the Biden campaign put out an app that lets you spy on your friends and family and see if they were registered and what the kind of people they voted for, and anybody you put in your contact list. So your business associates. In fact, you could just make up names, and it would give you access to that. Plus, you could get a lot more information than they wanted you to see. Now they've fixed it since then. But apparently millions and millions of records were exposed, and I don't think anybody cares. Right? Okay, this is a big story. This is a big story you won't see everywhere. Out of Australia, Microsoft retrieved their underwater data center. And it looks like kind of like a big propane tank that's about the size of a shipping container. And it was full of barnacles and stuff. They ditched it in the North Sea off Scotland, which has lots of wind farms. It's one of the places that wind farms kind of work, but it's still intermittent power. So it isn't that great for powering your houses, but it is great for data centers because they can run, you can switch them around. The wind's blowing somewhere. So you switch to this server. When the wind dies, you switch over to, another area of the world. And they can do that. And so Microsoft said they were very, very portable. They flooded it with nitrogen right here. And they said that because it wasn't jostled around and there was consistently cool underwater temperatures, I don't even think they put like circulating water through it. I think it was, it's probably 40-degree water or maybe colder. And so they got cold temperatures. The failure rate, how about this? This is really awesome, The failure rate was 1/8. Now, I noticed today in the news that Google said they were going to go 100% sustainable. I don't know if it's just for their servers or what it meant, but 100% sustainable by 2030. And maybe it's because they heard about how well this worked for Microsoft. It makes a ton of sense to stick them underwater in the cold water of the North Pacific or the North Atlantic. And, compared to what the energy the sun puts into the ocean, it's not even a spitting in the ocean worth of extra energy. But it cools those servers down. And that's the kind of thinking we need. That is just a wonderful idea, right? And they run really well on what most land-based data centers consider an unreliable grid. Co-locating underwater data centers with offshore wind farms makes tons of sense. You heard it first here, probably. Okay, the UK wants $1 trillion tech company. Now, this may help, right? Because Scotland, they were kind of dicey. I think they wanted to stay in the EU, but they're part of the UK, so they got booted out along with the rest. They want to create $1 billion tech company. If you look at the largest companies on the London Stock Exchange, Unilever, AstraZeneca, BHP, I don't know who half those are, Royal Dutch Shell Energy, of course you know that one, Glaxo Pharma. None of them are big tech. Now, never mind, they have GDPR kind of laws, privacy laws, all kinds of stuff, and they keep going after Google and Facebook and trying to regulate them and legislate them. And so their climate, Facebook, I think, moved their server farm to Morocco to get it out of the UK. And that doesn't help. But I think the funny thing is that, government-funded innovation rarely works because the people who want to work for the government aren't the kind of people that are willing to bet the farm on their own ideas. They're cautious people, and they don't have big breakthroughs because of that. So you can try all you want, but usually they don't have the pressure to achieve at the same level. Okay? So I thought that was funny. Now, I've been trying to get to this thing. Read the Nation's Mood. This is Mark Ritson, who I really like. And he was talking about, well, let's just go down here. September is pretty much when most marketing minds turn to Christmas. Well, if you're a cataloger, we're doing our final modeling for the November push, from Thanksgiving through the end of the year. And so, you better be ready to go to the printer right now. That's just the way it is. But, I'll put up with the media people. So he says, first principle, avoid unhelpful research. According to the study, 70% of British shoppers do not plan to decrease their Christmas spending. 73% of that spending will primarily take place online, which is a little bit of a, if you mail them a catalog, is that an online purchase? Yeah, sure. They put it through on the website. You might have a QR code. Incidentally, at the end of that Miller Lite song, they want you to call a number to get a Cantenna. Why don't you put the QR code in it, you goofs? You got nothing happening on the screen. This was for social media. You got nothing happening on the screen, and all you had to do was put up a QR code so people could respond to your little ad. I'm not sure they're really selling them. I think they're only giving away like 85 of them. But still, if you want to be digital, get digital, you goofs. Make it a clickable link. Don't say dial a phone. That sounds like one of the presidential candidates that couldn't get his phone number right. Okay, the most powerful practical or tactical tool is discounts. And I wanted to highlight that. If you want to read the mood, give somebody a deal. Now, that's not the best solution for brand advertising, but that's what it is. Okay, secondly, the validity of asking people how they think they will behave 6 months from now is 100% stupid. People simply do not know. Haven't I been saying this for years for you guys? If you can't predict your own behavior, how are you going to predict others? You don't know what you're going to buy in Walmart when you go. Nope. You can't predict it. You might find a couple of things that you think you're going to buy, but then you see ammo on sale or something. I don't know. I'm just making this up. And, you got to buy it now because you might be running out. Okay, so surveys and stuff are next to worthless. Thanks for the thumbs up. I like those. Consumers simply do not know what influences and alters their decision making. I love the honesty of Mark Ritson, and that he agrees with me 100%. Okay, so you're stuck with introspection, trying to read the mood, and you're stuck. And so he built this Christometer that goes from either bah humbug over to Christmas pudding and somewhere in between. And you have a choice. And I think where he settles, because I didn't even know what all these movies were. Okay, festive level 2 was bah. It's Billy Bob Thornton's Bad Santa, and it's got foul language and heavy drinking, and it's a dystopian version of Christmas. I wouldn't recommend that, but you can probably get some laughs with it. Help consumers see the black humor in such an awful year. But it may not have been awful for you. If you don't live in New York City, or if you got to move, might be good. Maybe you got to work at home. Maybe you got to see the kids grow up. My little granddaughter, my son-in-law is home, working from home, probably through the end of the year. He got to see her like entire first year of toddling around. I mean, how cool is that? Anyway, so I don't know all these I don't know all these movies. I did know a few of them, but a safe bet. I'd say It's a Wonderful Life. The only movie that would A Wonderful Life, takes tragedy and turns it into Christmas pudding, if you ask me. That's where you want to land for Christmas. You want to say, you know what? As hard as life is, and as much as you may think you're a victim, everybody's got troubles, and we've got a lot to be thankful for. And that's the truth. And so I like that from Ritson. And, I think this Christmas is going to be one of the best ever, because I always think that. So He says, I'd therefore be taking a long, hard look at It's a Wonderful Life for narrative and tone. You can reflect on tragedy and challenge while also providing a genuinely uplifting coda. In fact, you might even argue without hardship and difficulty, it's impossible to savor the peace and pleasure that comes with resolution. George Bailey is a model for COVID Christmas of 2020. A lot of troops are coming home this Christmas. Think about that. We used to nonpartisanly all long for peace in the Middle East. We're getting as close as we've been in decades and decades. In my lifetime, probably. Oh, for sure in my lifetime. So we've got a lot to be thankful for. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Bye-bye.